Hi everyone, it's Wenche and we have more journaling to do. We have to do journaling about what happened on the 5th of December, but first take a little peek back on my last page. Here I have done some journaling and I also found this little acetate tag, so I attached that to this string. It's a heart because I love my brother and because he helped me, made me happy, and because he was happy because of watching over this dog, if you remember. And here I decorated with this pretty washi tape that Pooh gifted me all the way from Hong Kong, and it has so many beautiful elements, very many different pictures on that washi tape, so it's really pretty. And I just wrote shopping here and did some journaling about that. So on this side I found this image in a magazine and it says it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I liked this chair and this pillow, and this was also some ribbon that matched the colors perfect. And so I glued that to cover up the black pen that I used, went through the paper a little bit. So that's the update. And for the title of this video, it's so hard to translate because we call this kranseskål, and the word krans, that's a wreath, and skål, that's when we say having a toast. So let's do that. Cheers. I am having black tea and it says glögg tea, and that's another I don't know if you have that. It's spiced up with all sorts of spices: cinnamon, orange peels, almond, ginger, carnation, cardamom, and aroma. And originally glögg is also called mulled wine, and it's warm spiced up wine, and it's very traditional to serve that during Christmas. So, but there are a lot of non-alcohol drinks these days, and this tea has the spices that you add to the wine. So often we got glögg served on different occasions, which this was a typical occasion because it was Christmas and we got that served. So I will explain what this is, and I am also very curious if you have in your countries traditions for this. And this tag was in the journal, and I have the number 5, so let's just glue that onto this tag. And what this kranseskål is, a very old tradition in the building business. When a house or a building, any building, when they have gotten the roof, so it's not leaking, the building is enclosed, so it's not leaking rain or anything through. Then they have this kranseskål, wreath toast, and they actually hang a wreath on the building. Or I did a little Google search, and someplace they also place a little tree on the roof, and if the workers get a gift, usually some sort of liquors, maybe some whiskey or a bottle of something good, because encouraging them to continue the good work, then the little tree gets decorated. And it's a very strange tradition, and I don't think it's as much celebrated as it used to be. But this day we got invited to a building that had this roof closed, and I will explain that. But this is a ribbon and it's a wreath, so I want to rub this onto this tag right here as a symbol. And because I work, I don't know if I have ever told you what I do. I am an engineer, so I spend much most of my time in the office, and I draw, or yes, I plan and draw the heating, piping, ventilation, sprinkler systems, all that sort of toilets and water. It's called in English HVAC is the term for my kind of education engineer. So this building I have been working on and still am. I'm a little bit stressed about it, because sometimes they build while we plan, and that can be very stressful because we have this time limits, and sometimes it can be a lot of extra hours. So I'm sorry. And here we got a little bit of that, but okay, it's okay. So I will show you some pictures, but first, this was also in the journal, and I wanted to glue this down because it sort of looks like a wreath too, don't you think? From stopping this to sliding all the way down, so then I can also hide that 2011. So I will just add some glue on top here, so it acts like a stopper. That was my thought, and I can journal inside or behind, doesn't matter. I can write a little bit about what happened that day. I will just leave it to dry. I can do the back side right here. Oh, I was thirsty. Because we all the workers that's working on that building gets invited to this celebration, and this time it was a big celebration with Christmas dinner, and that's not usual. Some what I have been to earlier, it's often a cake on the building site, and just a half an hour or something, but this was many hours during the night. So I cut out some pictures of the building out of a local magazine that had written about this. And let me start from the beginning. This is how the building looked like before they started building, and this is a shopping mall. This is the county house library in the town, and I wanted to make sort of like a waterfall. I will glue this down and show you how it looked like when they had this celebration, because then the wreath came on the wall, and this was night time, and it's so small, this picture, but right there is the wreath on the wall, and it was with lights because this was December and Christmas time. It was a pretty decoration on the wall, and here you can see the building stuff. So you can see it's almost not to recognize, and it's very exciting to work with these kinds of projects, because there are always a lot of challenging stuff we have to deal with. But I like my job because there are never two of the same building, so I don't get tired of it. There's always something new. And then this is how it's supposed to look like in the end, and this is the architect that has made a virtual drawing. So this is a three-dimensional virtual picture, and I want to glue that on, and maybe when the building is done I can come back and compare these pictures, see if they had, oops, no, I have to be careful because this glue here is so strong. I will have to keep it like this. So there we have a little waterfall showing the process of that building. But it was very, very nice to get the invitation and go there. And this thing was also in the journal. It's an eyelet and some tiny circles, so it sort of looked like a wreath too, so because it's so fun to add some elements, and maybe this can be hanging down like a little colorful thing here. And this string, I have this pen and it matched that color of the string, that's why I used it. And on my words here, the closest thing I found was holly, and where I think we will just place that. Maybe down here. Doesn't matter. Holly. So, if you know about any similar traditions, I would love to hear about that, because it's quite It's a little bit strange, even to me, but nice to get invited to these arrangements. So now this is ready for me to write on, and I can also write behind the pictures. And there we are, but this was kind of naked, I think. And there is a sticker that is a Wreath Toast. Yes, thank you, sticker, for being there for me. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Yes. So that was the 5th of December. So thank you for hanging in here with me. It's so fun, and I will be back sharing number 6 very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.